And I just think about this. I mean, seriously, this just makes me so mad because they are using this woman. They don't care if she lives or dies. They are willing to sacrifice her life to be proven right so that Jesus is proven wrong. They are using her just as much as the man who committed adultery with her was using her. I mean, they're supposed to be the religious leaders. They're supposed to be the pastors, the ones that are supposed to shepherd her back into the fold, who are supposed to help her through a rough time, and they're not willing to do that. Now, if I was Jesus, I'd be mad about this, and Jesus was, right? But the difference between me and Jesus is that he's smooth and I'm not. Because I would stick my foot in my mouth, and some of you understand that. You know, you get mad, you start saying things, and words and letters fly all over the place, and everybody's a casualty in that moment. Here's what Jesus does, and it's a little strange, and maybe it's blasphemous to call it strange, but it is. Look at this. Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. Okay, yeah, so I do that a lot in my arguments. I mean, think about it. When's the last time you've been in an argument with your spouse or somebody, and you're like, hold on. I mean, you think about this, and you're like, wow, Jesus, that doesn't make sense. And Jesus did some gnarly things. Remember when he spit on the ground and made mud and wiped down the blind guy's eye? And, you know, it'd be like, wow, Jesus, couldn't you just snap your fingers or something like that? It's a little nasty. But everything that Jesus does always has a point. And so some people try to think, okay, maybe when he was writing in the dust on the ground, maybe he was writing, you know, the sins of the crowd. Others think that maybe he was writing verses on the law. But I found this interesting verse back in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17. Jeremiah was a prophet in the Old Testament that said a lot of things that God wanted him to say. And I think this might be our clue. Jeremiah 17:13, listen to this. It says this, Lord, you are the hope of Israel. All who forsake you will be put to shame. Those who turn away from you will be written in the dust, because they have forsaken the Lord, the spring of living water. You see, I think that these Pharisees and teachers of the law thought that this woman was outside of the grace of God. And here's what Jesus was doing. I think he was writing down the names of the Pharisees in the dust. And I think he was saying, hey, you think this woman is out of bounds? You're out of bounds. Because you live by rules and legalism and regulations. And so verse 7 says, when they kept on questioning them, he straightened up and said to them, let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her. And again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. Now, again, I told you, Jesus is smooth. He's witty. I mean, I'm not. I get in an argument with somebody or a debate or a discussion, and I don't believe the same thing, and I can't think of something to say in that moment. And so like 2 hours later, I'll think of something and I'll text it to him. It's like, yeah, take that. Doesn't have the same effect, does it? Some of you are right there with me. You're like, yeah, that's me. I can't think. And then 2 hours later, you're like, well, yeah, look at this. Sinned. I'm the man now.